Belichick may be willing to have a bumpy 2020 season in hopes of landing Clemson quarterback Trevor Lawrence in next year's draft. Belichick didn't draft a QB this year. Remember that. So, Shannon, can you see any truth to this report?
Hell no. Skip, Coach Belichick has won 11 games for a decade straight. 11 games for a decade straight. And so in order for him to get in position to be able to have an opportunity to take Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or whomever, Skip, he's going to have to go, what, 2-14, 3-13, probably worst case scenario, maybe even 1-15 to be in position to make sure. Because I believe the top two quarterbacks, Lawrence and Fields, probably go 1-2. We can debate later on. I'm sure we'll have that debate later on, Skip, in the order they're going to go. But we feel they're the top two quarterbacks that's coming out. So Coach Belichick, a guy that's gone to 9 Super Bowls, 12 AFC Championship games, is going to say, you know what? The hell with it, guys. We just need to be in position. Skip, the one thing that we know about players and coaches when they're great, I don't want to be around for no rebuild. When you get used to winning, that's all you want to do. There have been very few coaches that want to stay around for a rebuild. Skip, you remember Doc Rivers when the Celtics broke up the Big Three and they were going to get ready for a rebuild? Doc said, guys, I sure wish y'all would help me get up out of here. And what did they do? They obliged him? No, hell. That's not even, I can't even imagine a scenario. Now, Skip, it might be a situation where they're just not good and they don't win but 5-6 games. But I don't believe even that will put them in position to get a quarterback. And because the quarterback is so touted, there's no one gonna let the Patriots move up and be in position to get one of those top quarterbacks. That's not gonna happen. When they say there's a lot of envy and jealousy, why would I, after that 20-year stranglehold y'all just had on the NFL, we want you let you get in position to get another quarterback so you can have another 5-10-year stranglehold? Absolutely not. I do not believe Coach Belichick is going to tank in order to get in the position to take Trevor Lawrence. That's not his makeup. That's not how he's wired.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Show me one move Bill Belichick has made in free agency or in the draft that made you say, wow, that's interesting.
The move that I see, Skip, is that he's going to play the exact same way he played last year. He believes he can have a number one scoring defense, play it close to the vest, because he says, hell, it wasn't like Tom won me games last year, because anytime the team hit over 17, we lost. Anytime we hold the team under that, we won. Hell, if Jarrett Stidham should be able to get us, 14 to 17 points and have us win games. But, Skip, you actually think Coach Belichick, after he's done all that winning, is that he's going to be okay with losing, just basically throwing the season away to get in position? Because remember, Skip, he doesn't believe it's about the players. He believes it's about his system. That's why he was willing to dismiss and put no effort into re-signing Tom Brady. He thinks it's him. He thinks it's his system.
Bingo. And I believe he's going to get exposed without Tom Brady. So I look hard. I'm watching. I'm waiting. I'm trying to see what the plan is here for Bill Belichick to sort of reload on the fly. I don't see a plan. I agree with you. It seems like a long shot that Bill Belichick would suddenly go 2-14 next year. But every move he's made through free agency and the draft has a 2-14 kind of feel to me. And it sure appears that unless he's got one more ace up his sleeve that I can't see, the ace could be sign Cam Newton, which I do not see, or it could be trade for Andy Dalton. And I still don't understand, unless Andy Dalton would completely destroy his contract and start over for next to no money. I don't know. I don't even see how you could pay Andy Dalton and wedge him under what's left under your cap, which is not much. So it smacks of he's either going to start Brian Hoyer, who he's fond of, who he would trust short term. This is obviously Brian Hoyer's third time around in New England. Brian Hoyer has been a starter in this league, and at times he's been a decent starter. But it appears to me he wants to show the world he can win with the kid he already calls the nickname Stid. I've never heard Bill Belichick have a nickname for anybody, let alone a kid who hasn't really played briefly against the Jets, threw a pick six to Jamal Adams, and Belichick had to yank him and put Brady back in garbage time of a blowout of the Jets? Really? So he's calling him Stid, Jared Stidham. I told you, I watched him a lot at Baylor, watched him even more at Auburn. He's got some talent. He's got some athletic ability. I didn't see the poise under fire. And you're going to throw that kid into this fire, post Tom Brady, to step into those winged cleats? Man, you're asking, that's the all-time recipe for disaster. And maybe, to the point of this speculation, maybe that's what he wants. It's either that or this. Is it possible he's trying to say, I am the greatest, I'm so great, I'm even underrated great, where I'm going to show you I'm not even going to try in free agency. I'm really not even going to try in the draft, because I thought he would manipulate and dominate the draft in ways that never materialized. He traded out of number 23. So he could have had Jordan Love at 23 and he passed. And he could have had Jalen Hurts in the second round and he passed. And then he could have had Jacob Eason 3 times in the third round and he passed. So it appears he's just telling the world, no, I can win with my 4th rounder that I took 2 years ago, Jared Stidham. And I can win with a bunch of guys you've never heard of. My first pick in the draft is going to be out of Lenore-Rhyne, Division II. And I'll show you I can make it work with him and everybody, all the other no-names that I picked. And if he makes the playoffs with what's left in his cupboard right now, he's going to be Coach of the Year. And that would be the first time he's been Coach of the Year in 10 years. So he's setting himself up for that, or he's setting himself up for a reload, sort of rebuild pass. Maybe he's planning excuses. Maybe he says, I need a year to wait and see if I can get a quarterback I love a year from now, whether it's going to be Trevor Lawrence or Fields or whoever it is. Who knows? Maybe he just said, I need a year to start to rebuild my whole culture post Tom Brady. And if that's the case, I told you early on, I'm not going to give him a pass. You call him the GOAT, I don't. But, if he's the GOAT, he deserves no pass. He's not going to get any breaks from me. If he goes 2-14, you're going to hear about it from me, because I don't think it's a master plan. I think he's just going to get exposed.
Yeah, Skip, for me, I don't feel, like I said, if they win 5 or 6 games, it's not going to be like they weren't trying to win more. They just got beat. But, Skip, if you look at what they did, seems to me they tried to get younger on defense. And some of the older players, the Kyle Van Noys, the Jamie Collins, some of these other guys, they traded to Ron Harmon. Some of the other guys, Skip, they allowed to leave via free agency, Danny Shelton. It seems to me they tried to infuse this defense with younger talent, and they want to play that brand of football again. We're number 1 in defense, and we're going to keep the games. I mean, the games are going to be a lot closer this year, Skip, because, they were suffocating, and they ended up blowing some people out. So the games might be closer this year because, obviously, Jared Stidham is not Tom Brady, even at Tom Brady's age of 42, going to be 43 to start the season. But I just believe that Coach Belichick believes he can win with that style of football again. Let's be number 1 in scoring defense. Let's minimize the turnovers. Okay, Josh, you're going to have to earn your money this year. Coach him up. Let's go out there, and we're going to win 8-9 games, and we'll see if that's good enough to get us in the playoffs. But I don't to think that Coach Belichick all of a sudden is going to be okay with going 2-14, 3-13 after 9 trips to the Super Bowl, 12 AFC championship games, Skip. Hell no.
Shannon, Julian Edelman looked washed up last year. You love him going into this coming year. And Sony Michel, he was in the doghouse 2/3 of the year last year. Do you love him next year? I don't know. James White looked like he was an older player last year. You love that? going forward? The offensive line had a lot of leaks in it last year. I don't see it.
Wait a minute. Skip. Hold on. Guys that are